Welcome back to another episode of Love is Beauty podcast, where we discuss mental health, self-love, self-worth. I'm your host, Lamikiana. On today's episode, I wanted to talk about trust your vision. Trust your vision. I wanted to talk about this subject because although we are entering in the third week of the year, there are things that we put on our vision boards. There are things we put on, whether that was digitally, a physical vision board, whichever way that you created your vision board, whether you wrote it down, you just kind of put it into life with manifestation, all of those sorts of things. Why I wanted to say trust your vision is because although we have put those things on our vision boards, now we have to put action behind it. It can't just be we put them on there just to look pretty, just to look cute. You need to live by that. You need to go after those things. There are many things that I have put on my vision board that I am working towards getting there. There is things that I'm already going into alignment with to make sure that I get to that space. Because I realized that there were times that I would put things on my vision board, but I would never put action behind it. I would just put it on my vision board, and versus actually doing something about it, it just sat there. It just looked at me every single day, but I never did anything about it. But this time I just realized that in order for me to see all my vision all the way through, I have to trust it. I have to put my trust in my vision, because when I put my trust in my vision comes to life. And I've seen that over just the course of the past 3 weeks of just trusting my vision, trusting what God has planned for my life. And I'm trusting that God has a plan for what it is that I'm trying to get in alignment with. And in order for me to get there, I have to put in the effort. I got to put in the work. I got to put in everything I needed to do to put my best foot forward. And I realized that when you trust your vision, there is nothing that can stop you. There is no hiccups in the road. There is nothing when you truly trust your vision. When you have these doubts like I used to have, you would try to dip yourself into it, but you would never put your full trust into it. And you know when you trust something, when you put your best foot forward. And that's just like even with relationships and friendships. If you fully trust that person, you're gonna put everything into that relationship, right? You're gonna put your best foot forward into that relationship or that friendship, because at the end of the day, you trust that. You trust this friendship. You trust the solid foundation of your friendship. So why do we want to put so much trust into everything else, but we don't want to put trust into our own vision? We got to do something about that. We cannot keep putting our trust into other people, but what about our own vision? What about the trust that we need to put into our own vision? Our vision is the thing that's going to get us and going to fuel us every day. You want to fill everybody else's cup up, but you don't want to fill your own cup up. Like we gotta change that. You got to start filling your own cup up. You're trying to help everybody else in their corner, in their situation, but what about your own situation? You trying to fill everybody up in their vision and filling their cup up for their vision, but what about your own? What about what you set out to put into the universe, into the world? You got to put that energy into that. You got to put that energy. And people will say it's selfish. People will say, you don't never talk to me no more. If you're not in the vision, you can't be within my alignment. I'm sorry. Like, it just has to be that. You can't keep giving everybody the leeway to your vision, but when it comes to they want you to be all up in theirs, but they don't want to put anything into yours. No, we can't do that. We cannot do that, because you're giving them energy into theirs, but they're not giving back energy into yours. We're not doing none of that 2023. You know what? I don't even say just about 2023 anymore. I just say moving forward. Moving forward, that's a no. It's just a no. We're not doing that anymore. We're not giving energy into things that don't serve us well. We're not giving energy into things that don't give us a sense of gratification for our life and what we're trusting that's going to come into our lives. And I wanted to break this down a little bit more with trust trusting your vision. I actually looked up the definition of trust, of vision, and I wanted to break this down for you guys because I felt like it really resonated with the message that I'm trying to give to you guys today. So I wanted to say that so what's crazy is this is what I love about the definition, is because when they break it down, it makes so much sense. So it says that for the verb of a vision is imagination. What? Imagination. That is what the verb of the context of vision is imagination. When you imagine what your life will be out, you're giving it vision. You're giving it vision when you put life into it. And imagination is all about vision. It's all about seeing the things that other people can't see. When you have imagination, even as a child, you imagine different things and you bring it to life. You put life into it. You remember when you were a child and you put life into the imaginary friend that you had to the corner, and you would tell mom, and mom would never see it, but you saw it, didn't you? You saw that vision, didn't you? You saw that person regardless of if anybody else didn't see it. What's so crazy is in our inner child, we taught ourselves about vision. We already had put that in the works. Our imagination created a place and a sense of vision, creating vision, putting things together into life. We were already visionaries as children. We were already visionaries as, like, when you were a baby, you were visualizing who your parents look like, what they look like, because at the beginning you couldn't necessarily see them, but you could feel and you can interact, but you had vision, right? You had vision to know that they were there. You had vision to know that it was possible because they were there. You always had vision throughout your entire life. It moved in accordance to how you visualize things in life. That's what I mean by trust your vision. You're trusting your vision by knowing that this is going to be possible because you already created in your mind that it was possible. So it is possible. That's your vision. You're trusting that in your mind. You're visualizing that it's already possible. Using your imagination creates a sense of gratitude, and it creates a space of knowing that something greater is coming. Something is in the works that's already coming together that you didn't even know was coming together. And I don't know how that excites me, because I remember so many times where I was visually knowing that as a kid, I loved poetry. I used to write poetry to my mom, my dad, my grandma, my family. Like, I wrote so many different poetries, and it's so crazy that, you know, how we say trust the vision. When God told me that I needed to start back poetry, I did it because I trusted the vision. I remember as a child, I'm just really enhancing my youthful child and doing everything that I visualized as a child. I'm bringing that into my adult life. I'm visualizing the things that I always set out for myself that in my adult life I'm doing. I'm going to do it, and I'm doing it right now. So that I visualized, I didn't know how my message would be towards others, but I knew it was going to be something. So I was like, it has to be something with talking. It has to be something with engagement. But I visualized that as a child. Maybe I didn't know the full scope of things, but I knew it was going to be something, right? You knew it was going to be something. You knew as a child what you were going to be. You knew the vision. You trusted the vision as a child. Now, as we got older, there were people and things that told us that it wasn't possible, that this is not the way, but this is paving the way. This is in your adult life where you're going to heal that inner child because you trusted that vision as a child. And as you get older, you know that it's possible. You already seen it. All you got to do is do it. You trusting that vision that you had when you were a child, you got it. You're going to do it. You are doing it. You are slowly, even if it's not currently, you are paving the way for what is about to come. Even though you're not doing exactly what you wanted to do, you never know how those skills skill sets are going to place into your life and actually pave the way for other things that you have going on into your life, or things that you're about to get associated with. You don't know how that's going to create spaces that you didn't know were opportunities for something that you were preparing yourself for. That's what I mean by trusting your vision. And I didn't get a chance to break down because I got in there. I was trying to get in there. So the definition that it states on Google is the ability to think or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. I'm going to say that one more time. The ability to think or plan the future with imagination or wisdom. Imagination, you see how that imagination plays such a role in how we think? When you trust your vision, you're trusting your imagination. You're trusting that inner child that always told you what you were going to be. You're trusting that imagination that whatever you see, you can have. Because that is true. Whatever you see in your mind, you can have. It is a vision that you already created in your mind that is already visually and paving the way for your imagination to come true. I know that we see all these kid movies about imagination. Y'all know all SpongeBob with the imagination. I love that. But what he's teaching you in that scenario is trusting your imagination. Whatever you think can happen, and it will happen. And creating that wisdom that you always knew with trusting your vision that it was going to happen, because it is happening. It's happening slowly but surely, but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's happening. It's just slowly paving the way for the vision, because without preparation, there is no vision. Without consistency, there is no vision. And what I mean by that is, like, consistency as in, you, even though you see it, you got to do something about it. You got to be consistent about it. You got to be persistent about it. You got to keep going every single day to trust that vision is coming to your life, because it is. It really is. Like, I trust that it's coming to your life, and I trust that many things that I'm praying for, manifesting, writing down, it's coming my way. Even though I may not see it fully, but I'm trusting my imagination, right? So my imagination is showing me that it's going to happen. Even if it's not today, even if it's not tomorrow, next week, next month, but it's coming. I don't have the timeline. I just have the vision. And all I got to do is keep trusting that vision is coming. So I can't even worry about the timeline, baby. I just got to trust the vision, because the vision and imagination is going to be all that I need. And that's all that you need. Trust your imagination. Feel your imagination. Heal that inner child that is saying imagination, like SpongeBob. So I know I just went off real quick, but y'all, when I say I was excited about this episode, because I have really been healing my inner child, doing things that I always loved to do as a child, and I'm bringing that into my adult life. And I realize how healing and motivating that is to see myself where I thought I would be by now. But that's okay, because a timeline is not defined by your vision. Your vision only shows you a glimpse of what life is about to look like, but it doesn't give you the timeline. You give it the timeline. Remember that. So I want to end off with the quote of the week. And the quote of the week this week is, be brave enough to live the life of your dreams according to your vision and purpose, instead of the expectation and opinions of others. I'm going to say that one more time. Be brave enough to live the life of your dreams according to your vision and purpose, instead of the expectation and options of others. Be brave. Be brave enough to know that whatever you trust that your vision is, whatever the vision that you have for your life, be brave enough to know that it's going to happen. Be brave enough to live the life of your dreams, even if we are basically in a delusional phase. Not even saying that you're delusional, but I'm saying you gotta sometimes live in that delusional phase, because that enhances your imagination. even just speaking or going to places that you already knew you were going to be at, go ahead and go there. It's okay. Even if you can't afford it right now, you know what I'm learning? That even though I can't afford it right now, I'm going to be able to afford it. I take free classes, even if it's the intro class. I'm just putting myself in those spaces to know that I'm going to be able to pay for this without a problem. Like, I'm going to be able to pay for this, maybe not right at this second, but I'm going to be able to pay for it. I'm just getting myself in alignment with what I already asked for. I'm just getting myself in alignment with my vision. I'm just aligning with my vision. That's it. That's all you're doing. You're just aligning yourself with your vision. You're getting into those spaces with your vision. Vision and purpose. Vision and purpose. That's the main two things. Vision and purpose, instead of the expectations and opinions of others. Nobody opinion matters but yours. Your opinion is the only thing that you should be aligning with in your life. And I say that in the most humble way. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in today's episode. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Trust Your Vision. And I really can't wait to talk to you guys next week. Bye, y'all.